Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. This is another shaky cam interior review. This time we are in a 2016 Nissan Titan XD. This is the big boy new Titan with the diesel engine, powered by Cummins with an Aisin drivetrain. This is a great truck. It's a surprise in a lot of ways, and just very, very well done. So looking at the interior here, keep in mind that we are in the most expensive package for this truck. This is the Platinum Reserve for this truck, so it is the Cowboy Cadillac edition of the Titan XD. So it has I think every single bell and whistle available. If not, it's very, very close. I also need to throw in the disclaimer that despite the fact that this truck did go to production about 3 weeks ago, this truck that we're sitting in is a prototype. So it is a pre-production vehicle. So, you know, your experience may vary, blah, blah, blah. Call my lawyer. So anyway, let's get going, because there is a lot of great stuff in this truck. I like the tones and the colors. The exterior on this is a sort of copper color. You would have already seen a picture of that, because I usually put up a picture when I announce the name of the vehicle. And so the interior is following along with that. So you have this this black plastic here that comes into this soft leatherette style brown here that kind of goes with the exterior. So these two kind of meld together if you mix them with your eyes to create that exterior color. Then you have your chrome and all your buttons for the usual stuff, mirrors and whatnot. The mirrors are two-stage, so the bottom mirror, which is a little thin slice pony mirror, pushes in and out to adjust. The other one adjusts electronically. So I just have my mirror set. Since there's towing mirrors, I did what I always do with towing mirrors, which is have the bottom one looking at the body of the truck and that lower blind spot down to the rear tire, and have the upper one looking way out, so that you have to actually lean over to see the side of the truck in that top mirror. Gives you a ton of visibility to the rear. Looking over here, you can see it's equipped with automated headlights. There's the first of the vents. We'll be going through those. Let me switch hands here so I can show you a little more. Here's the trip and dimmers. Down here, this is the fog lamps. If you turn them to, you have two different positions, basically off and on. In the on position, they only come on when the headlights are on. Or when so you can manually turn the headlights on and they'll come on, or you can, or the marker lights, or you can just not have them on. This is for the 120 volt outlet. You can select between 150 and 400 watts. Over here you have your cargo lamps. This truck is equipped with cargo lamp, not only shining down onto the bed, but also with LEDs along the sides of the bed. And this will toggle those on and off. Currently in the middle, they are set to come on when the doors are open, and then they stay on for a little while after that. Down here's your headlight adjustment, so you can change the height of the headlights, moves them up and down. Moving along over here, there's a little bitty knob that moves the steering wheel. There we go, we can see it. Little bitty knob that moves the steering wheel around. Normally it would be a lever down here. Up here is your washer wipers and turn signals. So you have your twist it for washer wiper, or for wipers, pull it for washers, and up and down for your turn signals. Also your brights are on this. You push it forward. This is taking a long time, isn't it? Okay. Over here you have controls for various things. This right here controls the infotainment. This right here actually controls that screen. And this right here controls that screen. And you can also use this to change what is going on that screen, depending on what exactly you're doing. So right now I'm looking at the powertrain, and then I can use these buttons to toggle through. There's nothing for this to do over here, so I just can keep going on the trip. So you can see my trip. There's still nothing for it to do. Fuel economy, and there's a few other things. Compasses, control of the audio. When you have it on control of the audio, this takes over that infotainment, just FYI. And the driving aids, tire pressures, you have a fair amount of stuff, and here's where you set it up. So I've been mostly watching the powertrain and fuel economy. This is your volume control, and this is your telematics. I love that word. Over here, you have your cruise control. This is not equipped with anything fancy. It is standard cruise control. You set the speed. That's how fast it goes until you run into something or slow down. Up here is your gear lever. Over here is the tow mode. That's important for a couple of reasons. You're going to need to know it. Also, this is your manual gearing, so you can manually select gears. What I've noticed is the only way to get out of that manual gearing, if you hold the button, it doesn't do anything. So what I had to do is I had to jump to neutral and back to drive in order to go out of manual and back into drive. That may or may not be just because this is a prototype, because in most vehicles I've been in, you can hold down the upshift and it will go into drive on its own. Important notes about tow mode. When you push the tow mode, you'll see the tow info. Where did it pop up? Over there. Once towing is on, then the engine changes some things. You get what's sort of like an engine brake going on. It doesn't make noise, like the big rig farting, but it does retard the engine. It also has changes in how it gears the transmission for both added torque for pulling and also to slow you down on the downhill. And it has it also changes the braking, so you have your increased sway control and a few other things. So tow mode is important. Also, your integrated trailer braking does not work if tow mode is not on. Now, quickly with the instruments. Over here you have your tachometer, engine heat down there. Over here you have your speedometer and your fuel down there. Down here's the drivetrain. You can see we're in 4x2. If I go to 4x4, you can see it changes. Over here is your gearing, and over here is the exterior temperature, how many miles you have left on your current tank of gas, and the odometer for the truck. Some of these change around a little bit, but for the most part, that's what you're looking at. Here's your warning lights. Moving on, this is equipped. Check out this steering wheel. With the wood and this is heated. Yeah. All right. Over here is your infotainment. So right now we are looking at a map. You can move around. Here's your basic apps for Nissan Connect, and there's a few other things you can do. And you can see all the hard buttons. I like the hard buttons because they're fast and they're easy to use. I like the Nissan system, is very easy. Up here's your CD player, of course. Here's your power and volume. Over here is how you tune, and then you can control some of the audio functions there. Down here you have your climate controls. You will note there is a rear window defrost, so the back glass on this, including the sliding portion, have defrost built in. Another platinum thing. Down here, the usual parking radars on and off, and so on and so forth. Heated steering's over here. Down here's your trailer brake controls. Here's USB and auxiliary plug. 12 volt there. Another 12 volt over here. Seat heating. So you can see I have the bun warmers on. Seat heating. Good little cell phone spot. If you don't have one of those gigano phones, this is a good spot for it. Down here is a nice storage compartment, and this drink tray moves, so you can move it around. I had it forward one slot so that I could drop mail in like this and it wouldn't slide under and it wouldn't fall forward. Kind of a nice little, I like this. Nissan does this in several vehicles. Cavernous center console. You can see, as in most trucks we've been in, you can hang files there. You have this tray that comes out, moves around, whatever, and a very deep thing. There's also a 12 volt and some, actually that's it, a 12 volt down in there. Nice center armrest, but it does not slide. Most likely you don't need it to because it is huge. So don't worry too much about that. Look at the seating here. This is the ventilated, heated, because you can see that it has heat vents. Ventilated and heated, and just beautifully soft and plush seating here. This two-tone fabric plays along with the rest of the interior's look with this great wood inlay and everything. Here's the Platinum Reserve proof. Just a great interior. I really like the way they did it. It's awful quiet in here. For a diesel truck, this is a very quiet engine to start with, and then you've got a very a quiet interior because of that quiet engine and the way they did these materials. Big and bulky dashboard. I would want to change that a little bit, but you know, that's the current trend in trucks. Everybody wants a big beefy dashboard. Down there is the glove box. This is a crew cab. Back seat, very accommodating. Adults can easily sit back there. Lots of room back in there, and you can see the great seating. Carries it. Every single seat in this truck is awesome. Even whoever gets stuck in that center spot is not going to be totally unhappy about that fact, because it's just great. This is a very, very good truck. I really like the design in here. I like the way they've built it. Comparing it, I have driven most of the major makes now, and I've driven most of their top fits, and I think I would say that this is on par with probably GMC's Denali package. In terms of all the accoutrement and the way it feels, I would not give it the top plush point like I would say maybe the Ford's Platinum or Titanium, whatever the hell they call it now. I would not give it that, but I would say that this is easily on par with King Ranch and very on par with GMC's Denali. And price-wise, it is cheaper than both of those trucks with similar fittings in their 3/4 ton packages. It is more expensive by not a whole lot, not as much as I expected. Sitting in this right now, we are looking at about $63,000 all told. That is basically on par with what you would pay for the half-ton with the biggest V8, so on and so forth. So with the GMC Denali, you may remember we drove that. It's probably been 6 months now. That GMC Denali package was a half-ton truck with the 6.2 liter. And as I recall, it was about this same price tag. It was getting close to $70,000. Now there were a couple of things that were different. It did have adaptive cruise and a few other gadgets that are not present in this Nissan. The Nissan, by the way, this one also has a round view monitor. And one thing I want to also note that I forgot to mention, if you're in tow mode, so if you turn on tow mode and you go into reverse, watch how that camera changes. Maybe. Possibly. It didn't change. Maybe I need to already be in park. Let's try not to screw this up, you know. Unscripted here. Well, now I can't get it to do it. Anyway, you can set up your camera. Your camera should set up so that you can see the hitch and back into it. And that center line you could see in that reverse view actually guides you to the hitch. Very, very well done. The XD, of course, comes standard with the integrated gooseneck and a few other things. Just a very well done truck. This has been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and we've been in a brand new 2016 Nissan Titan XD in the Platinum Reserve package. This is a great, great truck. Nissan really did a bang-up job here. Definitely coming into the full-size truck market with a huge, huge bang. We'll see how it works out for them. They're only aiming for about 5% of the market. That's not a huge goal. I think it's totally doable for them. So there we go. Aaron, AaronOnAutos.com. Talk to you again soon.